Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast. My name's Paul, and today I'm not joined by Rowan. Who am I joined by?
It's me, Maddie, Paul's daughter, and I want to let you know I'm 6 years old.
Ah, you're 6, are you?
Yes.
Ah, well, thanks for being on the show, Maddie Me. Do you get called Maddie Moo a lot?
No, my real name's Madison, but I usually like being called Maddie.
Oh, okay. Now, Maddie, what are we going to do today? Are we going to tell a story for Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what can this story be about?
I think we can make a story about Santa getting lost and the elf on the shelf coming to find him.
That could be a good idea. So how shall we start the movie?
Should
we start with Mrs. Claus?
Let's start in the morning when Mrs. Claus, the elves, and Santa have breakfast.
Okay. Now, what are they having for breakfast?
There's only cold things.
It ain't cold things.
Yeah, so
It's a continental breakfast.
Yeah, so I think probably just ice cream.
Ice cream for breakfast?
Yeah.
These crazy elves. Okay, so we'll set the scene. So Mrs. Claus, Santa, and the elves are all sitting around and eating some ice cream. John the elf, he's got mint chocolate. Gary the elf, he's got turnip ice cream.
Yeah.
And you're the elves? Okay. I'll be Santa. And I'll be Mrs. Claus as well. Okay?
And an elf named Daisy had strawberry.
Okay. You'll be Daisy? Okay. Oh, ho, ho, this ice cream is delicious. Don't you think so, Daisy?
Yes, I do think, Santa. But what do you think I should do as an elf for the family this year?
Oh, I think it would be great if you could help me wrap some presents. What do you think about that?
That would be amazing. But are you sure I won't get stuck in the sticky stuff?
No, you'll be okay. I'll make sure you don't get stuck in the sticky tape. All right, so they eat their ice cream, and Santa and the elves go off, and they start wrapping some presents because they gotta get ready because it's the morning of Christmas Eve, and Santa has got to go out and deliver stuff. He's got to deliver all the presents to the kids.
Yeah, but something which was a trumpet did not fit in the bag. Santa was so confused. He didn't know what to do, so he called one of his elves called Mimi. And she was the cleverest elf that knew how to fix things, so she was delighted to help.
Oh, Mimi, you're a bit of a nerd, aren't you? Can you help me with this?
Yes, I can, Santa. What do you want me to do?
Well, I need help getting this trumpet into my sleigh. It's just too weird shaped. Can you use your nerdy skills to help me out?
Of course, only if you let me borrow it so I can bring it to the workshop.
Problem.
Some of your elves that don't make toys can probably help me.
Okay. Now suddenly, there's a smash in the window, and some ninjas have come, and Santa goes, "What are you doing here? Get out of my workshop. I'm trying to get some toys for the kids sorted. It's Christmas Eve." And the ninjas, they don't say anything. But you know what they do?
What?
They grab Santa, and they take him out the window, and Santa goes missing. Oh no. So
Daisy was such in fright. She didn't know what to do, so she called the other elves and Mrs. Claus to help find Santa.
So Mrs. Claus comes in and goes, "Oh, what's going on in here? Where's my lovely husband Santa gone?"
And the elf Daisy said some ninjas crashed into the window and took him.
Oh, that seems like a far-fetched thing. But can you guys go and save him? So the elves are like, oh, well, Daisy is still very in shock. So she stays silent. But Mimi the nerd, she goes, by my calculations, we need to go out that window. And let the other elves say,
Daisy said we might fall and we'll break a bone.
Oh no, that's not good, said the other elves. But the other elves said, come on guys, we gotta be brave. We gotta save Santa from those ninjas. Oh, no.
And then Daisy said, fine, but Mrs. Claus, can you come and help us? We can't get all the way over there by ourselves.
Yeah, they can't. So Mrs. Claus comes over and helps them. And what she does is she rolls them up in a ball and chucks each one out the window. And she just goes, "Oh, reminds me of my old baseball days." And while they're flying through the air, all the elves go, thank you. We needed to go fast.
The elves went, all the way over to the ninja secret hideout. They walked in and they suddenly saw a spider. They didn't know how to get through it. So Mrs. Claus said,
Oh dear, why am I still around? You guys are supposed to be doing this mission. I'm an old lady. But anyway, she goes, oh, okay, I'll get you out of the spider web. And she claws up all the spider web. The spider comes over and goes, and Mrs. Claus goes, oh, shut up, and whacks the spider. Anyway, guys, you got to do this mission by yourselves for the rest of the time. You got to be brave and stop asking me for help, because I'm an old lady. So Mrs. Claus goes back into the cottage, and the elves go, whew, we've really got to start doing stuff for ourselves here.
And then a weird animal came. It was a shadow. They didn't know what it was, but one of the ones were loved animals called
Samuel.
Called Samuel. Thought it looked cute and ran over, and she got stuck in a trap.
Oh no! Oh, you have found the trap I've set for you. My name is Shadow, the Riddle Man, and I am here to help you on your quest, but only in the form of riddles. Now, what is your question for Shadow the Riddle Man?
I have a question, said Daisy.
Yes, Daisy.
Where can we find someone good enough?
You can only find goodness within yourself. And here's a riddle for you to help you find Santa. He's in somewhere wet. This wet place has a bed, but you cannot sleep in it. And then all the elves look at each other, very confused. You go, it's wet and it has a bed, but you can't sleep in it. What do you think, Nerdy Mimi?
And Mimi said, I don't have an idea. Ask Daisy. She's the one full of all ideas. I only know how to fix stuff, not full of ideas.
Okay, but Daisy, what do you think?
Maybe we should, ask Mr. Shadow why we can't sleep on the bed. So they are.
You cannot sleep in the bed because the bed is. And then suddenly Mimi goes, oh, I know. It's wet and it has a bed, but you can't sleep in it. It's a river. And Daisy, and then Samuel, the elf, goes, there's a river down by old Jasper's cottage, the only other resident in the whole of the North Pole. Maybe he'll be able to help us. So they all gather their things and run over to Jasper's house.
But and when Daisy knocked on the door, he came out, and asked the elves why they were here.
Yeah, and the elf said, "We asked for a riddle from Shadow the Riddle Man, and he said that Santa was on a river bed. And we know there's a river down by you. So is Santa in here?" And do you know what he says? He says, "Oh yes, me and Santa have been having our cool down swim in the river just over there all morning." And do you know what happened?
What?
They looked over at the river, and do you know who was swimming in the river?
Hey.
Santa was swimming in the river. So all the elves all cheered and went, "Yes, Santa's here!" And they ran over and went, "Santa, what are you doing down here? What happened with the ninjas?" And he was like, "Oh, that was just my funny little Christmas Eve joke." And do you know what the elves said?
What?
They went, "Santa." And then that's the end.
We want to wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas for tomorrow.
Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe and hit the bell.
Thanks, Maddie. All right, goodbye, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our cozy Christmas special with Paul and Maddie. Merry Christmas.